Aloha everybody, this is Jen Freeman. I hope this video finds you well. And this new moon, the Taurus new moon, I wanted to talk to you about embodiment, how you're cultivating groundedness in your life, how you are looking towards what truly sustains you and nourishes you. Because these would always be the questions as the sun sign switches from Aries over to Taurus. It's kind of, you could say, the built-in time of the year where we begin to reflect on these things. It's like Aries initiates new life. It's that, beginning of spring. And then now we're in the midpoint of spring where it's time to really begin to cultivate. In the north, it's almost time to plant, maybe more southern, you've already planted your plants. It's a fundamental time we begin to cultivate earth. So when it comes to your own earth that you're taking around with you, it really is a time to reflect on what nourishes you, what builds you, what sustains you. And every year I notice this shift very strongly between Aries and Taurus because it's like a needle goes off the record. It's like this Aries fire, let's go, and then cocoon. Oh, okay, we need to relax. And, out of our 100 ideas, we actually need to pick 2 or 3 to actually cultivate, right? So, but then you add in the fact that we're in quarantine, that this is pandemic time, and we've already been inside or been in quarantine for quite a while now, at least a month for many of us. And so the sense of ground, I feel like, takes on an even different level right now. It's all these different kinds of time and layers of reality on top of each other. So my question for you today is, what truly does nourish you? What grounds you? Where do you feel truly sustained, whether it's an action, activity, habit, style of thinking? I know for me that I can get so consumed in busy work, just in the busy, do-ness. I have a lot of energy. And if you're on this newsletter, you probably know human design. I'm a manifesting generator, meaning we don't really stop, right? But for me to actually feel deeply satisfied and engaged in my life, I need to put time in my calendar that's time to just think, to reflect, to daydream, to consider, to connect ideas, to really ponder, really contemplate. But that doesn't really go with the society I find myself in very well, right? It's the sense you have to do. You have to be busy, but part of what quarantine's brought us, right, is an opportunity to slow down and reflect like probably never before in our lives. So now you add in the quarantine when the sun is in Taurus and the Taurus new moon, which is this evening. That brings in a whole other level of time to really look at what we can really build, what we can sustain, how we create, how do we want to create, what kind of synchronicities are in our lives, how are we being guided to the things that are really ours to do in this life, what are we being asked to release, how are we releasing it. So my suggestion for this new moon cycle and this entire lunar cycle over the next month is to be very cognizant and aware of what you're being shown, what synchronicities are lighting up, what old ways of being are just simply no longer tolerable and just need to be dropped, just like an old pair of clothes dropped off at the Goodwill, just need to be recycled. And what other kinds of styles of being do you feel really nourish you that may be different than what you've imagined would be the best thing for you, but you're really seeing now what you need to do. And a lot of breathing. and Francis Rico taught me this breath, the in through the nose and out through the mouth with a sigh. I've also been taught it in Qigong in different ways. As Francis says, it's you actually reminding yourself you're here, you're alive, you're breathing. So cultivating that breathing, allowing yourself time for rest and reflection, noticing how you create and fine-tuning it, and really being honest with yourself in a deep way about what really nourishes you, what nourishes this earth, and then bringing that more into your life in all the ways that you can. Yay, let's do this. Woo! So as always, you can reach me at freemanconsultingllc.com. Wishing you a wonderful month and a wonderful lunar cycle. See you again at the full moon. Much aloha.